All right, Brendan, let's take a look at your paper, MLA format first. So this is good. This is good except for the date. 1 unit capitalized February. 2, the date should be the day that you turn in the paper, so 6 March 2007. Cold and emotionless. I mean, it goes with your topic, that's for sure. Is it the most creative, awesome thing in the world? So you start your paper with a question. It's a run-on sentence, because really there should be like a colon here or something like that. You're trying to get two different thoughts in here. Overconfident and now Macbeth falls in his battle against Macduff. At the end of the play Macbeth by William Shakespeare, you gotta, as soon as you introduce the character, you gotta introduce the play and the author as well. So he has PTSD from those murders. So you're introducing the topic here. We need the introduce of your symptoms right here. And then this is your thesis, but it is really too more like plot. He grows colder and less caring towards the emotions and lives of others. True, he does. I don't know what else you're going to add to your body paragraphs that have anything more than just that. Now, just flipping down through your paper, you're obviously way short on your 3-page mark here. And that, again, is going to come back to just being able to add more and more and more into these paragraphs. And, you know, I could easily have you add 2 to 3 more sentences just in the introduction. You know, just introducing your symptom is 1. You know, elaborating on this is 2. You know, adding the author and play could be another 1. I mean, you really could add a lot more to these paragraphs. They're just too short at this particular point. All right, so number 1, he suffered from this, but again, we don't want just that he had this symptom. What does it ultimately do to him? Banquo's got to be capitalized. The fake Banquo, that's a weird way to say that he sees his ghost. So I would want to rephrase that a little. This quote is not the strongest quote. You need a capitalization here. This is a new sentence. This is not the use of a semicolon here. You'd want a comma there instead. This is a sentence fragment. It's not a complete sentence. Constituents and thanes doesn't need to be capitalized either. Now, remember what I said about this is more plot and you're not really going to do anything other than just say that again. Look what you did. Caused him to be even more cold than before. He had ordered Banquo's death. He grows cold. Guess what? He grows cold. So you're not really adding anything onto your thesis statement when all you do is just restating it. All right, so you're short on page length. Here's why. 1, you don't have you do have a topic sentence, it's not strong. 2, you don't have any outside sources for your symptom. In fact, you don't even have a works cited page. So you're going to miss some major points for that as well. So you need some outside sources. That's another 2 to 3 sentences possibly to have some outside sources. And I'm assuming that's for everybody paragraph. And again, Brendan, this is a major violation to not have any in-text citation. This is telling me that it's plagiarized. So just make sure that you fix those things the next time around. Another way to add a sentence here, you need a transition. Okay. Once he suffered from this, now he suffers from this. Make sure you have some kind of transitional statement that's moving us along. All right. So you start off with what avoidance is. This is a run-on sentence here. Well, it's not necessarily run-on, but this doesn't make sense here at the end. A person may also feel numb, guilty, or depressed. Need an in-text citation. Need a strong topic sentence here first. All right. So behavior restored his wife with avoidance. Again, proper nouns you got to capitalize. Proper nouns you got to capitalize. So he was closer to his wife before he kills Banquo. All right. Before Banquo was killed by murderers hired by Macbeth, comma, he was slightly closer to his wife. Period. Was this the point this symptom developed? Question. No. New sentence. And then I would actually just get rid of this. Macbeth started to drift away from his wife around the time they killed Duncan. So, okay. I don't necessarily think this is true. It's more along the lines they started to drift apart about the time he starts killing Banquo, because that's when the shift in power happens. So you use this quote, which doesn't really have anything to do with avoidance, and it's not from Act 1, Scene 2. It's actually from Act 2, Scene 2. So maybe an honest mistake by you that you just missed this. This line states how angry he was that he had to do that to a man he had up till then been loyal to. So here's a run-on sentence. Macbeth was indifferent about the whole situation. So there's your natural pause. Up until then. So make sure you use the proper form of until. But this isn't necessarily stating how angry he was. And I don't think anger was the emotion he felt right after killing Duncan either. So kind of a double whammy that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So you definitely got to fix this and work about more of the avoidance symptoms that he has. I mean, I would think of avoidance like not going back to see Duncan's dead body. That's avoidance to me. I don't think you've really proven at all that he's avoided his wife unless you added in him at the end and how he, kind of reacts towards her whole dying situation, I guess. So add a transition as well. See, I'm giving you lots of things here, Brennan, to add into your paper to make it longer. All right. This paragraph is a mess. So he had multiple cases of disassociation or out-of-body experiences, such as seeing things. So he's losing connection with those around him. He became so cold and dense, he ordered his best friend to death. That seems the awkward phrase. And he ordered murderers to kill his best friend, something like that. Obviously, you didn't do this. We'll insert quote back. We'll insert in in-text citation. Okay, so this screams of last minute. Oops, I did this and I forgot to do it. I don't know what it is, but Brendan, it doesn't look good. Post-traumatic is often hyphenated, especially with those two T's in the middle. We just learned that hyphen rule there. This is a run-on sentence. This is a comma splice here, so this needs to be at a conjunction, at a semicolon, etc. Duncan needs to be capitalized. When he had killed Duncan, he had shown sorrow and remorse. He was upset he had to kill him, so this is also a comma splice. Murderers doesn't need to be capitalized. He shows nothing of the sort. Now, you just said he had disassociation or out-of-body experience, such as seeing things. And you never brought up the two biggest examples of that, seeing Banquo's ghost and seeing the daggers. So I'm not exactly sure how any of this backs up this disassociation. I don't think it has anything to do with what you've brought up here. As far as maybe this kind of is disassociation, but he's also losing connection with those closest to him. Is that really a symptom of disassociation? Because A, you don't have a works cited entry to tell me that. And if it is, that would make a lot more sense. But the way that you set it up here in that very first sentence doesn't make any sense. All right, so now we get into hypervigilance. All right. I don't think you can be extremely hypervigilant. You're either hypervigilant or you're not. He was tense and had outbursts of anger. Don't talk about, it's been preached more than a couple of times. Just say it what it is. So get rid of that. That he was willing to kill his best friend Banquo. This is the wrong use of a semicolon. Got to capitalize Macbeth. And then you use a long quote, and then you don't have anything afterwards. So you're missing a conclusion completely. You're missing really a look at hypervigilance with an in-text citation, with a real strong connection. This is a quote, yes. When it goes on to 4 lines, though, it has to be separated and put on its own separate lines, tabbed over twice, so on and so forth. Double check how to do that. All right, Brennan, you're missing a lot of stuff and a lot of things that can be made better. Hopefully you do a rewrite because it really, really needs one. And your score is going to reflect needing that rewrite. So hopefully we see one out of you.